Hello, we are here today with Hazel, and Hazel is going to talk to us about what's been done in Western Bartonshire to tackle period poverty.
Hi.
Hazel, how are you today, Hazel?
I am fine. Glad to be here.
We are glad to have you. So, the first question I have got to ask you about your service is what has been done in Western Bartonshire to tackle period poverty?
Well, what's happening in Western Bartonshire the Working4U service is responsible for the community side of distribution of the free period products. There's a new law coming into effect next year that say the council has to provide free products and they need to ask people where they want them, how they want them. So for instance, if people want to go into shops to get them, then we need to try and get them into shops. If they're happy to go to public buildings, are they happy to pick them up in receptions? Are they happy to pick them up in toilets? So what we've been doing since August 2019 is, with government funding, is trying to shape a model that once the law comes in next year, we can continue forward with in order to make sure that we're reaching the needs of people who need period products, basically, because there's a lot of focus on poverty and other aspects of poverty in Western Bartonshire, and part of it is, you know, the cost of the living day. So if you're in a family and you've got yourself or maybe a few others in the house who are all having periods every month, the cost of that can, you know, it'd be a choice between, do we have dignity and be able to wear period products, or do we have to do, I mean, some of the things that came out in the newspapers and polls, it's things like people are using old socks, newspapers, bread, all sorts of different things because they can't afford period products. And so the government's going to be, as I say, launching this new law next year, but at the moment we are setting it up as best we can in Western Bartonshire. We've got over 50 venues now where people can go, and I'm trying to get it out there through word of mouth, because I can tell by a survey that I'm doing at the moment that it's not reaching everybody, the message that these things are available, and they have been available for the last 2 years. So for instance, the company we use to supply the products is Hey Girls. This is what the boxes, if you go into any premises that have the free products in, this is what the boxes of pads will look like. We are going to be putting out a kind of, there's an app getting developed where people can punch in the postcode and it'll come up with markers for where in the community people can have them. That's Hey Girls are working on that just now with the government. But at the moment, you can go to our website, which I know you're going to put the details up, Lucy, and there's a list of the current places where you can access them. It's worth checking first because some of them are still restricted with COVID opening hours, especially the council buildings are on main one at Church Street. What I've been trying to do is offer out a range of products that's going to help with the longer term effects of poverty, because going down to your library or your local community centre or council office to pick up period pads every month might not be ideal for some folk. So we're branching out into the Hey Girls range of reusable products. And I think that's the way forward, because if people keep a reusable product at home, they should never be caught short. They should never have to miss out in school or work or whatever. People, when I say reusable products, usually turn their nose up and think, oh, because we're used to disposing of period products. But the Hey Girls range and the tampons and the pads, they're all totally plastic free. So they're eco-friendly. But the one thing I would say, if you're going to be picking these up, is to look out for a use-by date. It's something that I was never aware of before, but that's because these are biodegradable and they are eco-friendly. So what we have got from Hey Girls is, this is what a reusable pad would look like. And they come in packs of 5. So basically you can be wearing one, washing one, and having some spares. If you're out and about, it folds up nice and neatly if you're having to change them, and it goes into a nice little bag that keeps it safe, secure until you get home to wash it. There's also menstrual cups. Some of these products, there's a wee bit of education comes with them, information, because in order for this, the period pads, the reusable ones, to keep being absorbent, you can't, when you wash them, you can't use fabric conditioner because that puts a coating on them. So always read whatever product you get, please read the information that comes with them. This is another phenomenon. Sorry, can't say the word, but this is another thing that's out there at the moment, is period pants. So for some people, that's the way forward. But what I want to make people aware of is, I'm doing a consultation at the moment, and some of the feedback that I've got is that we don't cater for people who have heavier flows. I just want to show that this is period pants. Let me see, can I get it on the screen? The Hey Girls range go from small, I think even extra small, right up to 4XL. So they're for all shapes and sizes, but what you will see on them is there is a flow chart, pardon the pun, there is a flow absorbency rating on all the products. What my job is trying to find out what is it people want, what are they going to use, what do they need, where do they need them, and so far the reusable towels haven't been a great demand. But as I say, I think going forward, people get used to the idea it's something new, because the whole thing about this period poverty is there's still a kind of stigma and shame thing attached to periods. People don't talk about them openly. It's not a normal conversation to be having out in public and things like that. So part of our duty is to try and help reduce the stigma, reduce any discrimination that girls face, and also to normalise the situation. It happens to half the population every month, so we don't have to hide it. We're in the process of purchasing display stands so that in the venues where they do hold the products for us, they'll be more easily recognisable. And what I'm going to be putting the text on that, and this is one of the things that I found quite incredible, is the hard message that we're trying to get across is free means free. So if you go into any premises that have got these free products there, you take what you need. One towel or even one box is not going to cover most people for a period. If you need more, you take more. And the government's guidance on this is there should be no questions asked. I don't imagine that people are going to begin and filling their card book with products and emptying shelves. You take what you need. And last year, with the whole situation with COVID, obviously we had started getting all these out in public buildings, all kind of buildings that closed for COVID. So Hey Girls, very adaptable company, they are an award-winning company. They very quickly set up a postal service. So you've got the link to that, Lucy, that you can give to people after this. And what they can do is you go online through the link, and all it asks for is, it gives you a choice of what you want: pads, tampons, menstrual cups and pants. So we're moving into offering pants as of hopefully the end of this month. So people can order that. We do monitor it, because there's a thing out there, like some people think this system could possibly be abused. I don't see it happening. Who wants to have 100 pairs of period pants in their house? all this is done on, you know, basic, let's get out there and let's get people covered for their period. That's what it is. And the government main principle behind it is dignity. The difficulty is not every premises can store the products in a way that means that people can get them discreetly. So some premises, like the GP surgeries, they're out in the public receptions and they're on a shelf that people go to, because in the GP surgeries, they can't have anything in the toilets. It's a health and safety policy of theirs. So the thought behind that we had there was, just because we can't put them in the toilets, does that mean that people can't have access to them? So in some circumstances, it might be that the products are in a more public environment, but at least they're available. And one of the other main things that we want to get out there is we want to get the message out to the men, to the sons, the husbands, the partners, the boyfriends, the granddads. We've put these in toilets in public buildings, but also in the gents' toilets, the male toilets. People ask why. Well, there's a whole number of reasons why. Transgender people would possibly need them in the men's toilets. But equally, if you're say a man and you've got women at home that need these products, but you're the only person that gets out and gets to these localities where we've got them, then these families would miss out if they weren't available in the men's toilets. That's going to be a slow burner. I think it's going to take a while for people to get accustomed to that one. So yeah, that's where we're at.
No, Hazel, that sounds absolutely brilliant. The only question I have got left to ask you is when you were talking about the consultation and how people are able to shape the service that's offered, how would people go about expressing their views on the service?
Well, the guidance that was published last month for the Scottish Government tells us that we must consult with local people to make sure that what we're doing is what they want. So I've got a consultation running at the moment. You can put the link up to that. That's an online survey through SurveyMonkey, and it just asks a few questions about, do you already know about what we've got? What would your thoughts be on what type of products you would want? Where would you be happy to go for them? What sort of things would maybe hold you back from going and asking for these things? Because we, you know, the whole essence of our service and Working4U is to remove barriers and reduce barriers, and that's the sort of things that I want to look into more. So the online consultation, it finishes on the 31st of October. There is a free prize draw where you can get a whole bag of goodies of all the reusables, everything that we've got in terms of the products that we got if you're drawn out the free prize draw. But the consultation, that won't be the end of it. It needs to continue. Unfortunately, normally I would go into community groups or shopping centres, places like that, but unfortunately, because of the circumstances still with COVID, I can't do that. So if anybody's got any ideas of how I can have a conversation with them like this, because not everybody can access online, not everybody can contribute to the online consultation. So I'm reaching out to find out who wants to give me their views, and they'll all be taken into consideration. I mean, some of the things that have come back so far from the responses we got, I've just kind of reaffirmed that what we're doing is okay, but there has been a few things that would be actions that we take forward. As I say, maybe we've not given out enough information to explain to people that we have got products that cover light periods, heavy periods, or, you know, medium, that sort of thing. So maybe we need to improve on the information given side of things, but my contact details will be on the wee blurb that you're going to put up, and I'm quite happy for people to contact me and make their suggestions. I'm not going to take them through a whole list of questions unless they want to, but just their views on what do people want in Western Berkshire and where do they want to go for them. We've just recently ventured into 2 chemists because a lot of people were saying, in terms of equality, if people who can afford to buy the products go to a chemist to buy them, then why shouldn't the people who can't afford them not be able to get them? Why do they have to go to a library, say, to get them? So we've got 2 chemists on board, Gordon's in Alexandria and Mackie's in Dumbarton High Street. And that's something that will be going forward, because that's one of the venues that people have highlighted so far quite highly in the consultation. So yeah, your views are very welcome, much needed.
Well, thank you so much, Hazel. That's been such great information. Thank you so much.